Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kaylin. I know I've been gone for a very long time, but I am trying to get back on a regular schedule and able to give you guys some videos. Today I'm going to be doing a video with just some neutral makeup look today for work, church, whatever you may want to use it for. So let's get started. I already did my eyebrows off camera and I did a little bit of color correcting. But we're going to do a video later on. I'm gonna show you how to do my eyebrows because I know some people personally that I know would like for me to do an eyebrow tutorial, so I got you next time. But I just went ahead and did them off camera, and I did a little bit of color correcting around my mouth because I do have some discoloration around there. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started with the eyeshadow. Today I'm gonna be using an eyeshadow palette by Patricia Bright. I'll get it right now. Patricia Bright, and it is the Rich in Life palette. With Makeup Revolution, and this is what the inside of the palette looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. I have most of my brushes here, so I'm working with a small space, so please bear with me. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm also gonna be using a smaller mirror, which is my tried and true mirror. It was my first eyeshadow palette, first like Sephora eyeshadow palette that I bought. It is the, I don't know what this says, Sun Beachhead Filters palette. So if you have this palette or something like this, go ahead and drop that in the comments. I would like. And Camo, the Camo concealer in Chestnut, which is like a nice yellow base. I like for my concealers to be yellow base color concealer. I have neutral undertone, so I can either go with cool or with a warm one. So what you're gonna do is put that concealer on your eyelid. And what you do to one side, I'm just gonna go ahead and do to the other side. I like to bring mine up to where my crease ends, and normally I have this coloration on my eyes too, so normally where the darker area stops at is a good guideline for me to stop my concealer application. So I just go ahead and put it on like that. Then I get my Real Technique sponge, or sometimes I use my Real Technique brush, which is this one, the orange one, and I just stamp it in. Just to blend that out some, so you have like a clear canvas. Now I like to go in with my Damp Beauty sponge by Real Techniques. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Fit Me powder, and what color? This is 30 Medium Deep. Really beautiful setting powder. I'm going to go in with that brush that I used earlier. And then I'm going to just set that concealer with that translucent powder. I normally get under my eyebrow bone too with the setting powder, because I like my eyebrow bone to be a tad bit brighter. So we're gonna go back in with the 100% cocoa and the irreplaceable colors on the Patricia Bright palette, and we're gonna go back in with our brush in the crease, and we're just gonna do you can either do windshield wiper motions or circular motions. I typically do a mixture of both to get the type of application that I'm looking for. See, it kind of is already showing in. Most of the time, your transition color is a little bit close to your skin tone. You normally just do to the other side. You normally do the transition color to kind of blend whatever color you're going to put in your outer V and your lid together. So you really want to blend that in a little bit. So I know it's been a while since I've been back on here. The first my introduction video was back in December, I believe, and unfortunately I did not keep up with the schedule that I originally started. And it's just, I think my thing is, I do low-key have or high-key, if you ask my mom, I have a very it's kind of like fear of like doing good, like being successful. Like if you have that same problem, go ahead and comment down in the section below. Like I know that, you know, God has given me this gift to you know, do makeup and talk to people and help people feel better about themselves and stuff like that. And then like I typically always like shy away. Like if my friends ask me a question, they'll be like, well, I'll go ahead and tell you what I think, but like don't take what I say, you know, even if I've been through that, the certain things that they've gone through, and they come to me for advice, I'd be like, well, don't take what I say as what you should do. You should do what you feel is best. But I just don't, I have like a little bit of a fear of doing well. Like I know, like I always tell my sister, because she's like, you could have been doing this. I'm like, I should have, I felt like the right time to have started this YouTube channel would have been probably like 10 years ago when I first, 10 or 8 years ago when I first started getting on YouTube or browsing YouTube, which my first YouTube channel, first YouTube video that I ever watched was this lady, her YouTube name used to be Miss Dainty One, and she was doing like the she did like a Latoya Wright inspired makeup look. That was the first time I was like, wow, I could actually really do that. And I always like shied away of doing it. Like I started doing other things and stuff like that. So I never really stuck to it. And then like over the last few years, I was like, I really want to do a YouTube channel, and I would write it down and stuff like that, but I will always, you know, put it on the back burner. Then of course life happens, and not to use that as an excuse, but like other things happen, and it just wasn't my focus. And then with this last instance, I'm taking another brush. I got the brushes with the white and the tan. My mom got them for me for Christmas from TJ Maxx. So, and to blend in the transition color, what I did the Irresistible and Cocoa. And then I went into my palette that I have right here, the dark brown color. It's called Selfie. I went in with that and kind of darkened it up a little bit on the edges. So what I'm going to do now is go to No Days Off, and then kind of like blend the where our crease starts right here, like right there. I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with the No Days Off to kind of make it a little softer looking, and so that line isn't too harsh. But yeah, I have a kind of a fear of success, if you will. But God has not given us a spirit of fear. So I do not want to operate in that spirit of fear anymore. I have so much that I have to offer, and I have to, you know, believe in myself. And so that's why I'm here today. I'm going to sit down and try to get this together for you guys. So now that we have our crease and our outer V kind of already in there, I kind of want to darken out the outer V. So I'm going to take a brush that I got out of a Profusion palette. They're really nice brushes too. They look like this. So I'm going to take Jet Setter and just go in the outer V. Kind of darkens it up, but just a tad bit. Okay, and then I'm going to take a big fluffier brush shaped like this, and I got this in a makeup. It's by Anju. It's off of Amazon. It comes like in a pack of 38 brushes, and for the most part I like it a lot. I'm going to take Brown Sugar out of the Rich in Life palette, and I'm just going to blend them all together. I've like over the last few months, I've tried to broaden my horizon with my eyeshadow. I used to be really into it, and I'm like, it's just a lot of work. Especially, I only wear makeup if I'm going somewhere or church. And like, before I had my son, I could get up and pretty much have freedom to do my makeup how I wanted to. But now with him, I have to try to get up and do the bare minimum before he wakes up. Because once he's up, he's one now, so once he's up, he gets into everything, knocking stuff over. And of course I have to get him, ready for church too. Well, since we've been in a pandemic, not so much. Like my mom, she watches him while I go to the church, because I'm on the praise team at church. While I go to the church and we do the recording for that on Sunday mornings, she watches him. But like before then, I still get up quite early, because I do try to get him like cleaned up and make him some type of breakfast before church. So on my week, I wake up Tuesday through Sunday at 6:30 a.m. to get my day started, because during the week I have to be at work at 8:30, and then of course for Sundays we start recording at 10, and of course you gotta be there a little bit early. 10:15, I'm sorry. We gotta be there a little bit early for like sound check and stuff like that. So like I'm trying to get better with my time management as far as that goes. So how have you guys been doing in this pandemic? Are you tired? Are you ready to go back to life as usual, which is not going to ever go back as life as usual? I see a lot of people on Snapchat or on YouTube and everywhere. I can't wait till us to go back to normal. And not trying to get deep, but this is as normal as it's gonna be. Like, I really feel like this was like a way of God getting us to step out of, comfort zones as far as church is involved. Like, at this point, you have to be creative. Like, you can't just churches can't do the same thing that they used to do. And not even churches, like businesses and like stuff like that. You can't do business as usual anymore. You have to be a little bit more creative. And I feel like, of course, it's unfortunate that this is still going on, and that nothing really has changed as far as we still have to go outside with masks and 6 feet apart, and a lot of things are still down or being canceled. People are losing their lives due to this, and then on top of that, all the other stuff that's going on in the world with social injustice is just a lot. Like, and I can understand how some people you need that mental time away, which is everybody. It's okay to not be okay. Like, that's what I learned that quite young. It's okay to not be okay. And I'm just going back over with no days off, back over under my brow bone. What I did was I used my Pro Concealer in the color Fawn. Let's see. I always joke because YouTubers would be like this, but I have to. So Fawn. Oh, right there. I'm using Fawn for my under eye. For my eyelid base, and then for my eyebrows. I've been using this e.l.f. concealer. It's not empty. It's just how it has in my caboodle thing. It just spills out some a little bit. I like to use the chestnut. I like that, but it doesn't give you a lot with the LA Girl Pro Concealer. It gives you some wiggle room. With this one, you have to work fast or it's going to dry out on you. And it's like trying to blend out concealer that's already dry. You might as well just not even try to do so. Okay, so on my eyelids, I normally put a shimmer on. I kind of like how this is looking. Let's try to take this back some. There we go. I like how this is looking, but we can I'm just stick with what I know until I can it's because it's supposed to be like a neutral look anyway. So what I normally do what I'm going to take is, I'm going to take You Are Gold and Shining Shining. I'm going to take that. Go mix those. I like mixing my shimmers together. This is like the color that it gives off. So I like to take, and excuse my ashy hands. Of course, I had to wash my hands. I'm just going to take my middle finger and pat that on. My eyelid. Do the same thing. Like, I really like this palette. It's like, it's very luxurious, but for not a very expensive price. Like, it was on sale for $25 at Ulta, and yeah, I really like that. So then back to the blending, go back in with the fluffier brush, and then go back in with we're gonna try Booked and Busy, which is like an auburn color. This color right here. We're going with Booked and Busy. Kind of like intensify that a little bit. Like, I am like the neutral eyeshadow queen because I don't really go anywhere but church, and that's it. And like, there's really nothing really open to like really go anywhere. Like, I am excited because my birthday's coming up August 31st, and I have plans with my friends and my boyfriend, and my parents are going to watch the boy, as we call him. They're gonna watch the boy. And I never get dressed up and go anywhere for my birthday. Last year when I turned 27, my friends, they threw like a surprise birthday party for me, which I don't like surprises, so it was a nice change. So for my primer, I do like the most ghettoest thing for my primer, and it's not really good for you, but it works for me. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to be a little professional. For those who probably know what I'm talking about, I don't really use a primer. I use the Milk of Magnesia, which works for me. I've never had any adverse effects to it. We all know it's a laxative. Okay, cool. But it's never broken me out or given me any adverse reaction to it. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to use an actual primer. I'm going to use two primers. I'm going to use the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and the NYX Pore Filler Concealer, or primer, I'm sorry. I'm going to use those two. The NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop is a good concealer. It just doesn't keep me matte as long as if I were to use the Milk of Magnesia. But since I'm not really going anywhere, or I'm not going anywhere, period, that's bothering me. Give me 1 second. There we go. Since I'm not really going anywhere, period, I'll be okay if I get oily. So take a little bit of the pore filler, which I really need because I have big pores. I've always had big pores. My sister be like, you need to do more facials so you appear smaller, because we all know your pores don't ever really shrink. They just kind of look and appear smaller. But yeah. So now that we're done with the eyes for now, we're gonna go ahead and go in with foundation. Most of my foundations that I use are drugstore. I can count on one hand how many times I bought a high-end foundation. The only high-end foundation that I purchase is the Lancome, and then the Becca. And in Lancome, I think it's Suede 70 something. I know for sure is what I normally get. But in CoverGirl is like my CoverGirl, or the Maybelline All Stay foundation. It's a foundation that I prefer from the drugstore. In CoverGirl, I wear the D70 matte. Yeah, D70 cappuccino is what I use. And then for my color correction, like I told you before, that I did before the video, I use the e.l.f. and this is the color, which I actually mixed this because it's good on its own, but like I also use this for like a contour also. It's called Rich Ebony. It was like for a contour, it's like I like my contour to be a little bit warmer, but I mixed it a little bit with CoverGirl D90, which I got that when I was working out in the sun, because I would get very dark, of course, and it was too neutral. Like it would make me look green, so I just mixed it in with this concealer to kind of give it a little richer color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it on my hand. Then what I'm going to do is take a brush from the Angel again. And then what I'm going to do is paint this, I'm going to paint this on my skin. I'm the type of person, I don't like getting foundation on my lips. So I always put my lips together. I just don't like how that looks. And then when I clean it up, it just, to me, it's pretty unnecessary. Because if you're not trying to have like a blank canvas for your lips, like the only time I would do that is if I'm wearing like a red lipstick. But I'm not going to do that today. So I just leave my lips uncovered. Okay, look like that. Do a little bit more with my e.l.f. brush. And I like to first apply it with a brush, and then I go in with my Real Technique sponge, or actually I'll go in with my Sonia Kashuk sponge. I use like the bottom part for that. I normally use my Real Technique one for my concealer. And make sure you get under your neck. I get on my ear. Like another reason why I'm doing this today is because my mom, she came in, she talked to me the other day, and she was like, she's like, Kaylin, she was like, you need to, she's like, I know you're an adult, but I need for you to have a video out by August 31st, which is my birthday. She was like, because she's like, you're so talented, and I don't know if she's not just saying this because she's my mom, because my parents aren't the type of parents, if they know you are good at something, they're going to push it. They're going to push you, you know, to excel in what you're good at. And if they know if this ain't for you, they're going to tell you this ain't for you. Try something else. Which I appreciate, because who wants to just sit there and waste their time doing something that they know, you know, it's not for them to do. So another reason why I'm doing this today is because my mom pushed me. Even though she, you know, moms can be a bit, you know, crazy. She just wants me to, you know, excel and, you know, be all that I can be. And she knows that at some points, I'm my biggest hold up. So thanks, Mom, for pushing me. I just want to fix my eyebrows just a little bit. Make them a little bit fuller at the top. There you go. So what I do for my eyebrows, for those of you who know me personally and have been asking for a tutorial, what I use my eyebrows is pretty simple. I just added one more step not too long ago, and that is adding the pomade. So what I use like a regular Wet n Wild brown simmer brown pencil. I use that to outline my eyebrows. Then I use the Kiss Professional. I just added this step. I use the Kiss Professional top brow pomade in dark brown. And then I use, to give me a little bit of definition in my eyebrows, I use the NYX right here, the NYX brown eyeliner. I use that to give it a little bit of definition was just kind of gone with the powder, so let's add that some more. Yeah, every now and then I have to go back in and clean it up with my concealer. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Once I find the brush, there you go. There we go. All right, so after that, this is pretty much just gonna get for that. Now that we're looking flat, we're gonna finally add some concealer. And under my eyes, I use the e.l.f. concealer, and then this is in Deep Chestnut. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then I use a CoverGirl in Golden Caramel. I don't know if you can see that, but I am gonna go under here first. And remember, like I said, with both this one and this one, you have to work fast. So I'm gonna get my Real Techniques brush first. Yes?
Hey, Kaylin's already home.
I told her I got right home. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend that in. Then I like to take take this. And then I'm just gonna blend that in with the Real Techniques sponge. And remember, with this one, you have to work really fast. Okay, and I like to bring it down just a little bit. And what I do, so it doesn't look like that is just out, instead of like not blended, I take my foundation brush and just go around the edges. Go in between here. So just to recap on a little bit about me, I am 27. I'll be 28 on the 31st of August. I am the middle child. I am a mom to a 1-year-old little boy named Amir. He's named after his dad, so he's AJ. I've always been infatuated with makeup. Like my mom, she used to do Mary Kay, so I was always in her things. As far as going into both me and my sister going into her stuff and trying stuff on. Every now and then she will do our makeup for us. What I use for my pressed powder or pressed powder is the Black Radiance. I use the coffee. Oh man, I forgot to contour. Okay, let me go ahead and go do that first. I use the coffee. I'm using to contour. I'm using the Rich Ebony. And what I do to contour is I just go right there right there. Then my forehead. I drag that down. And then I take my foundation brush again. And then just, I like to tap mine in. Like, I don't like to wipe it in, I guess. I prefer to tap it in. And then get under there. See? This little tap. Get under there. I do my nose last. Yeah, I just keep it real simple with my nose. Go back to I use the pressed powder and for Black Radiance in ebony and mahogany and rich ebony. I use those two just to warm it up a little bit and to set that. I used to use like a darker, which I might do it for the sake of the video. Get a pretty dense brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush. Pretty dense. And then I'll get like a dark brown. So like in the Rich and Life palette, I'll use Jet Setter. Probably Jet Setter and a mixture of Aries Placeable. And just do that to warm it up a little bit. Or bring more contrast to that. Once I do my nose contour, I like to do the contour part. Then I like to go back in with the concealer and do like a thin line. Because I don't like it to look overdone. But yeah, put a little bit of, what color is this? Pure Soul under my eye. I used to not do this stuff because I thought it was pointless, but like now that I do it, I realize it kind of ties the eye together. So that's enough with that. Okay, let's put some of this stuff up. Next, what we're going to do is highlight. Now, how I do my highlight has changed quite a bit. Like, I used to do the whole shebang as far as the highlight down the nose, cheekbones, cupid bow. I kind of toned that down a little bit. So next we're going to use blush and highlight. The blush that I use is all-time favorite blush. It is the Coral Cove by Milani. It's so pretty, and like peach is like my favorite color, especially on chocolate people. And then my I've had this for a long time. I have a Wet n Wild one, but I kind of use that in the winter when I'm a little bit lighter. It's more silvery, so I use it then. I'm gonna be using Glowing Strobo Light, and it's number 4. And it looks like I've had this for like 3 years, and it's pretty full still. I normally just I hit pan right here, so I normally take it out the center. So like this. So get a little dot. I do an exclamation point. I learned this from Carly Bible on YouTube. So I guess I can say here on YouTube, since this will be uploaded pretty soon. So I do an exclamation point, a little dot right here, and a line. Then I blend it in with my finger. Then I take that same highlighter and I put it on my brow bone. Just on it like that. I'm going to attempt to do eyeliner. I did it Sunday and it didn't come out too bad, so we're going to try it again today. And for eyeliner, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild H2O. It has the felt tip. It has that right there. So what I just did was put I always do an inner corner highlight. What I like to do is I like to go, I I go a little overboard with the blush sometimes, but I just love it so much. I like to go over my nose. Okay. Then before we do anything else, I'm just going to go ahead and spray my face with the Wet n Wild matte finish. Ooh. This one's a little alcohol-y, so it kind of tastes like the alcohol. I don't care for that. And what I like to do also, since I sprayed my face already, I like to go ahead and add my moles back. Like, if you see my Instagram pictures, you see that I have like moles, and sometimes I forget to put them back. Sometimes I do, but they're actual moles that are there. I've got asked, are those real moles, or you just do that? They're real moles. Like, I have one under my nose, one at the bottom of my mouth, and then one right here. So. Let those dry. Okay, and then so eyelashes, I like to use the Beauty Supply Store eyelashes. I like I Envy, the 3D collection, and the number 33. My sister, me and her, we tried them one time, and it was my first time doing something like that. That's more I like the fuller looking lashes, but I was like, I think I had these on backwards, so I caught myself trying to fix them, and they look the same. And so we both came to realization that that's just how they're made. Like, they're short. There's like no short end or long end. They're both pretty consistent. So how I like to apply my lashes. Ooh. How I like to apply my lashes. I like to put the lash glue on my eyelid because it warms up. What I do is I use the Kiss one like that. So, and I like to put that on my eyebrows too. I don't really have a, after I did my foundation stuff, I don't really have a concrete order of putting my makeup on. I do things as I remember them, because being, like, I know they said, and before I got pregnant, I thought people were just saying that, like, pregnancy brain is real, and it doesn't go away after you have the baby. Well, in my case, it didn't. So, please forgive me. I'm going to put the eye glue on my lash line. All this is sitting in the house, but I'm gonna take the same pencil that I used for my eyebrows to line my lips. So just in the full lip category. So that's what makeup is for. Okay. See, I make it looks a little heavier. Then to go under or outline my lips underwards, it makes it look heavier. Not necessarily bigger, just heavier. Now that my eyelash glue has dried, like I said, I put the eyelash glue on my lash line, then just plop those on. And then do the same thing to the other eye. And there's that. Okay. Let's see if I can, like, there you go. You can see a little bit more. Okay. This one right here, we're going to get a little fancy, I guess. So we're going to use the ColourPop. This is my jam. The thing fell out. So this is an older liquid lip gloss from them. I'm just gonna do that. Give it a little 90s vibe a little bit. And do one more spray. Ooh. And that's it. This is the final look. Thank you guys for bearing with me and waiting for my official upload, which was today, today is the, I don't know, the 4th of August. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching, and I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye, until next time.